What would be your first piece of advice for a couple looking to move from a condo to a freehold property?
For me, the first piece of advice is just to put a needs and wants list.
Yeah.
And the two, and even if they have kids, the kids should participate
Mm.
because you may get surprised that some people don't know what the other person needs in the space. So when they are upsiding or they are moving from a smaller space to a bigger space, it's good to first make the biggest list,
Yes.
and then when we go on showings, we start shortening the list depending on what they can afford. But it's very important to understand what they are really looking for. Although down the line the list may change,
Right.
but that's for me the first step.
That's good to know. Okay. How do you think the market is going to do in 2025? What are your predictions?
Mhm. Well, there are different markets. If we talk about the house market, I believe it will get much more competitive because we just have another rate decrease, and the houses are not built so much, so we have a very limited inventory,
Yeah.
and the good houses are really selling well already. So, and even 2024 at the end, we had a competitive market picking up. But for condos, I see the market picking up slowly, but it will change the situation right now, which is we have lots of inventory because they finish a lot of new units,
Yeah.
and people have lots of options, and also the uncertainty of very young people, who is normally the market of buyers, are not so sure to make their first step, or because they have so much to look at, they get confused. But I believe it will be a positive year, 2025, because there are political changes also coming, and we will have a more clear future on what to expect.
Right. Okay. And if somebody was looking to move, if a couple was looking to move from a condo to a freehold property, what would be your advice to them? Should they buy first, sell first? How would you structure
Um,
that?
I would advise that they try to sell first if they don't have enough funding to maintain the two properties at one point, which normally is the case. They don't.
Yeah.
So as the condo market is not as hot, I don't advise my clients buying first if they don't have backup plans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good advice. And so, from your own experience, where have you helped your own kids with the purchase of their first home?
Well, essentially, they need to understand all the financial implications of buying a property and the obligations after buying the property. And the most challenging thing for young people is saving for down payment. So the parents on both sides, we were lucky to be able to help them. We made a gift, each of us, and they could afford a better property. They did have savings, but not enough to make the first down payment. And of course, they started with a condo. That's the way to start
Right.
for most of the young people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in this market, buying a condo would probably be a good option since the prices are pretty low at this stage.
I think we have to see the opportunities. Warren Buffett says that we have to get aggressive when the rest of the market is not buying anything, and we have to sell when the rest of the market is trying to buy.
Right. Yes.
We have to have that mentality that the opportunity maybe is now to buy
Right.
if you are buying a condo. Yes.
And one more question in terms of gifting your kids a down payment, can you just at a high level explain how that works, like what you need to do?
Yes. So obviously, the parents have to have enough cash to be able to afford the gift, and then you have to make a letter to the bank and to the lawyers saying that that money shouldn't be be given back. It's not a loan, but actually a gift, because that way that money is not counted against them when they qualify for a mortgage. So let's say you give your kids 30K, that money is a gift, so it's neutral for them on the sense of the mortgage approval, but it increases the value of the property they can afford.